Hello and welcome to my channel. This is Kind of Crafty Kenzie. I am Kenzie, and my channel has everything to do with DIYing, crafting, turning trash to treasure, thrift flips, repurposing, upcycling, and some shopping hauls. Basically anything to do with home decor on a budget. So if that is something you love, you are in the right place. Go ahead and click that subscribe button. Join my little crafty family. Put a little Kenzie in your day. Don't forget to give this video a big thumbs up if you like it. It really helps my channel grow and I appreciate it so much. I am super excited about today's video. Sarah from Pajama Crafts and I have collabed again, and today we are bringing you some patriotic tier tray cutie inspiration. So without further ado, let's go. For cutie number one, I am going to take one of these little house shadow boxes you can get from the Dollar Tree. They came in like 3 different sizes. I'm not even sure if Dollar Tree still has them. I got these last year, I think like last summer. But this is like the shortest, widest version. So anyways, I would normally use the inside, like the shadow box. That's usually what I do. But I decided to change it up a little bit. I really just wanted that house shape versus like the shadow box. So I just flipped it over and we're just going to ignore the shadow box part of this for now. You could totally DIY with it later if you wanted to and have like a double-sided decor piece. But I painted this with white chalk paint and then I used my finger sander and went ahead and sanded all the edges and then like the front of like the little house, just to give it all a nice rustic, weathered farmhouse feel. Then I'm going to grab these window clings from the Dollar Tree. Someone sent these to me last year, so I'm not sure if you can still get this style of window clings, but I love them. They're super rustic vibes for me with like all that burlap look, so I really like these. You could use your Cricut as well, but I decided to use these because I have them, and other than like, you know, patriotic decor, what are you going to use these for? So I thought they were perfect. So anyways, I just Mod Podge that little star down there in the corner. I find Mod Podge is the best way to apply window clings to your DIYs. Now I'm going to take some of this ribbon from Hobby Lobby, and I got this last year on clearance, and I'm so excited to finally get to use this stuff. I love when I buy stuff like a year in advance and then I'm like, oh my gosh, it's actually time to use it. I can't believe this day finally came. Yay! Anyways, as you can see, I just made a very big bow that I'm going to go ahead and put in the corner of this little house. And once I cut dovetails. I love to dovetail the bottom of my ribbons. I usually do that all the time. Anyway, so then I just went ahead and attached this bow to the corner of the little house with the hot glue. And then I have these little star pieces. I just have an abundance of little shapes like this that somebody had given me. And I just went ahead and attached that in the middle of the bow. And that is it for this one. So let me know what y'all think. Moving right into cutie number 2, we're going to take this piece of scrap wood that I have in my stash. I don't know the measurements, y'all. It's literally, I see a piece of wood that I work on a tier tray, I grab it and I DIY with it. I'm not one to measure, so I don't know what it is or anything like that. It's just a piece of wood that my husband gave me and said, here, if you don't use it, I'm going to burn it. And I said, okay, I'll use it. So I painted it, the whole thing, with white chalk paint again, and then I went ahead and sanded all the edges and stuff down with my finger sander, which you can find this at Walmart, or I have it linked in my Amazon store, and that link is in my description box of all my videos. So again, with a window cling, I just chose this simple celebrate word in blue off of that same little sheet of window clings, and just went ahead and attached it down with Mod Podge as well. Then I took some more ribbon that I have from Hobby Lobby and made just a simple little bow, and went ahead and attached it to the upper corner of the little sign. And then I did take some more of that ribbon and I kind of looped it over where I tie the jute twine around it, and I liked the way it looked, but it just looked a little wide to me. So then I did take some jute twine and make another tiny little bow to kind of just put on top of that, and then it gave it like a little bit of a rustic feel. So I really like the way that looked. So that's it for this one, you guys. So again, it's super easy, virtually free DIY. So let me know what you think about this one. And like I said earlier, this video is in collab with Sarah from Pajama Crafts. I have collabed with Sarah a few times. She's a good friend of mine here on YouTube. She was the very first YouTuber to collab with me when I was just a little baby YouTuber, so I really adore and appreciate her for that. She's so sweet. She's also a mom, and as you can see, we have a lot of the same style, farmhouse, shabby chic, and I adore all of her DIYs. So if you like mine, you're going to love hers as well. So don't forget to head over to her channel after you watch mine, and you will find all the links to her channel and to her collaboration video in my description box below. And if you're new here, coming over from Sarah's channel, or you're new period, welcome. I'm so happy to have you. My name is Mackenzie, aka Kenzie. I am also a stay-at-home mom who loves to DIY and craft in any spare time my children are kind enough to give me. So with that being said, let's do some more DIYs. So for number 3, I just took another piece of scrap wood and I went ahead and covered it in the Waverly Antique Wax, and then I just simply wiped off all of the excess. Then I set that aside to dry, and in the meantime I grabbed these little letters. They either came from Dollar Tree or Walmart, I'm not quite sure which, and I just simply painted them with a red, white, and blue. The red was lacquer from Waverly. The white is of course just white from Waverly, and the blue was actually Yankee Blue from a Dixie Belle, and those are the colors that I use throughout the entire video. So anytime you see the red, white, and blue, that's what they are. So after I had them all painted, I went ahead and just simply hot glued them down onto the wood. You could have super glued them. I don't really know why I didn't, but I think because I had my hot glue gun right there and I just went with it. So I went ahead and glued those down, and then I realized that the little stand was not going to stand up on its own, or the little piece of wood rather, was not going to stand up on its own. It wasn't like thick enough, so I just added some little Jenga blocks to the back of this, and then I did go ahead and use the antique wax over them as well. That way, if you did see the back, it didn't look completely like, it looked like it was supposed to be like that, rather. So then I went ahead with any excess of the antique wax that I had in my brush, and I just simply went over the little USA letters to rustic them up a little bit. I just made up a word, I think. Anyways, I love the way this turned out. It's super simple. Y'all let me know what you think about this one. For number 4, I am going to grab this mason jar from Dollar Tree. I've had this since the fall time, as you can see. I just removed the sticker, removed the twine, and then was lucky enough that that paper on the front came right on off. I was so excited about that, you guys, because if you have been here a while, you know how determined I am to always get the paper off of these Dollar Tree signs, and this one actually came right up. So then I just took this scrapbook paper from Hobby Lobby and went ahead, traced it, cut it out, all that, and then just attached it to the front of this jar with some school glue. After I had this attached, and after it was like, you know, in place really good, give it a second for the glue to dry. I just used school glue, as you can see. I went ahead and sanded around all of the edges to get any of that excess paper off, and that's about the time I realized that I didn't paint the jar, and it was green on the side. I was so excited about that paper coming off, I forgot all about needing to paint this one. So I went back in very gingerly, took my time, and painted around the edge, so I didn't get any on the paper, and then I painted the back as well. So it was all nice and done, 360, because it's going on a tear tray. So then I just took some jute twine and went ahead and just glued it, and then wrapped it around like the top of the jar, like where the lid would meet the jar. You guys have seen the look. We do it all the time. And then I just glued it down on the back. And this little star came from, I think, a tree or something. Or maybe those like little wooden stickers that you get from Dollar Tree at Christmas time. That's why it was red and glittery. Again, if you've been here for a hot minute, you know I hate glitter. But I did just paint over that little red glitter star with white chalk paint to give it a little bit of a texture look. And then I actually had these 2 little stars already painted in my stash that I had probably made for something else and didn't use. So yay, I saved just a little bit of time. Just glued those down with the white one, added a little jute twine bow, and that's it for this one. So ridiculously easy and inexpensive. For this next little cutie, I'm going to take this little cutting board. My husband actually cut out a bunch of these for me. I had a pattern, I believe, from a cutting board that I got from Goodwill, same size, and he actually just used it, like I said, as a pattern and cut me out a bunch of these, so I love using these all the time. But I think you can get cutting boards about this size from Hobby Lobby as well. So anyways, as you can see, I just painted this with white chalk paint. I just gave it kind of like a sloppy kind of paint job. Didn't care if I got full coverage. And then again, with the window cling, just Mod Podged it down. Then I took some jute twine, doubled it up, and then just simply ran it through that little hole to give it that nice rustic look and feel of like the old cutting board. You know, you could hang it if you wanted to. I don't know, when I think of like cutting boards like farmhouse style, it has a hole and rope, like that's just what it does. So then I took some more ribbon from a Hobby Lobby. This is just a little piece that I had, and I just simply made a little tiny bow with that jute twine, or tied it with jute twine, and then left the little jute twine strands long. That way it looked like it was, you know, it was all attached and all made sense. I took some more of those little wooden stars that I have on hand and just simply glued them down onto the little cutting board. I kept them in their natural wood state because it matched the twine, and again with that rustic farmhouse feel. So let me know again, guys, what you think about this one. I watch you as you drive. Do you know I'm looking? For this and next DIY, I think this is probably my favorite. I took one of these little crates. I got these from Michael's, but you could definitely get this from Dollar Tree. Michael's is just actually cheaper, and I seem to find them easier there. So I just painted that in that Yankee blue from Dixie Belle. Then I took these little stars that also came from Michael's. I like these so much because they're not that... they're not that traditional star shape. I don't know if you guys heard that. My dog heard me and she's trying to get into the room I'm in right now. Anyways, I just painted those white. Then I took some nautical rope and just cut off a little piece, and I'm just simply going to glue these to the side of this little crate to give it like a little handle, a nice rustic rope handle. Super farmhouse. And again, like I said, the Patriotic DIYs, Patriotic decor, I just think super rustic, a lot of like burlap, rope, dirty looking, I don't know, that's just what my brain says. Anyways, I took the little star and I glued it down on the crate. As you can see, I didn't take into account that the star would need to sit up a little bit higher so that the crate could sit flat, so I had a little excess glue right there, but it came right off. Then I went ahead with some floral foam and just stuck it down into the little crate, and then just simply added some Spanish moss with some hot glue. I don't like to glue down the foam to the crate, that way you could take the whole piece out, but I also kind of want that Spanish moss to be contained. It made sense in my brain. It probably doesn't make sense in reality, but in my brain it did. Then I took some little pieces of eucalyptus that I have. I'm pretty sure I got this from Amazon. If I did, it is linked in my Amazon storefront under, you know, flowers and greenery and whatnot. Then sunflowers. Sunflowers is also summery and patriotic to me. I don't know why. I might be crazy. But so I decided to fill this little crate with eucalyptus sprigs and some sunflowers. So you'll have to let me know what y'all think about this one. Just loving this moment. Can we stay here forever? I'm loving this moment. Can we stay... For this next one, I'm just going to use this little farmhouse sign from Dollar General. I actually have a bunch of these that I got probably about a year ago. Then I used this, what is that, you guys? I don't even know what that is. That tool I'm using. I got it from the Dollar Tree, I'm pretty sure. To pick out the staples and then use the pliers to pull them out. If you have a staple remover, yeah, that would probably work better. So then I just took my brush that had some wax in it still, and I went ahead and just went around that frame with my Waverly wax just to kind of darken it up a little bit. Then these little stars actually came off of, I think, something, either from Dollar Tree or Target like 2 Christmases ago, and I just saved them. So I'd always save your stuff too, because you never know. I wanted like all of them to be the same size and to fit nicely on this little chicken wire sign, so these worked out perfect. And I painted them red, white, and blue, as you can see. I didn't worry about filling in the holes because you're going to see why it doesn't matter. But yeah, that one says Noel, so it's definitely from Christmas time. I'm pretty sure they came from Dollar Tree. They may have even came from Dollar General. I don't know. It was somewhere and I got some stuff. I can't remember. Anyways, as you can see, I did take these little round pieces of wood that, again, you can get these. I can't remember where I got these. They either came in that little bag of wood mix that Dollar Tree put out like a year or two ago, or I got these from somewhere else, just little tiny wood shapes. I just simply hot glued those onto the back to kind of brace that star onto that chicken wire a little bit better. Then I covered up those little holes using some jute twine bows that I just tied up real fast. And I don't show it, but I do end up attaching one Jenga block to the back of this down on the bottom, which you can't even see, to help it stand up. So that's it for this one, and I absolutely love the way this one turned out as well. So this next DIY, I don't really even count it as a DIY, yep, not a D, yeah, anyways, do it yourself, DIY, wow, brain just went boop. These are just, again, some stars I had left over from Christmas time, and one was glittery in silver, painted it blue, nice texture. The other one was wood, I painted it red, just to go ahead and use it as a filler. And that's it. That is it for the video, you guys. I hope that you enjoyed all of these DIYs. I mixed it in with some decor that I made for Memorial Day weekend. I will definitely link that video above for you guys. I hope that you enjoyed all of these. Please don't forget to head over to Sarah's page, check out her video, and check out all of her videos. She's amazing. Tell her I sent you. And again, if you're coming from her page or if you're new here, thank you so much for hanging out with me. Please don't forget to like this video and subscribe if you're not. Put a little Kenzie in your day. If you're already one of my subscribers, thank you so much for hanging out with me. As always, you know how much I love and appreciate you. And that's it, you guys. I will see y'all next time. Bye.